نعم.
Sheikh, what do you think of someone who is inconsistent in following the madhab? For example, today is following this and tomorrow is not following another
This
madhab.
is let me tell you, there is one sheikh.
It's a general question, but
There is one sheikh. I think it's very important. I think it's very important. The reason it's very important to ask this, there are two things. A person who doesn't follow madhab because of knowledge is not like a person who doesn't follow a madhab because he wants to pick and choose. Pick and choose will enter into the worst place ever. You know why? One sheikh, he gave a very good example, and I use the example many times. He said that for nikah, Hanafis, they said, woman, she can be her own wali. She doesn't need wali. So he will say, okay, she doesn't need wali. Other madhahib, Imam Malik, I believe, said he doesn't need witnesses. You just need to make i'lan. So you say, okay, don't need wali, don't need witnesses. Other madhab, he says, don't need to make i'lan, need witnesses. But so he'll choose no wali, no witnesses, no i'lan. What was left? Do you understand? Pick and choose doesn't work in madhab. If you are not a scholar, you follow a scholar. If that scholar is of any madhab, you must follow. If you are not a doctor, you must take one doctor. If you don't follow a school, but at least you'd have someone knowledgeable to follow. Whether that person is your local imam. Now let me tell you, there are three things. Firstly, if you look at the spectrum of people, there are those people, let's say village people. I'll give you an example. A village in Pakistan. A person doesn't know how to say Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. He says Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. He doesn't know. Right? He doesn't know. He doesn't know how to say Fatiha. But this person, he lives in a village where there are Ahnaf. All Malikis. Let's say there are Malikis. The policeman is Maliki, the Imam is Maliki, Muadhin is Maliki, the hairdresser is Maliki, everyone is Maliki. And he doesn't know nothing. What do we tell him? What madhab should he follow? You should follow Maliki madhab. You can't give him, Akhi, this is kitab and this is sunnah. Go. He doesn't know how to read Fatiha. There are different types of people. That's one group of people. Then you have the other group of people. Let's say Sheikh bin Baz, Sheikh Uthaymeen, Sheikh Albani, or you have, like India, you have Sheikh Yunus Jaunpuri. Just massive scholars. These scholars didn't know just madhahib. They knew the dalail and their books. One of the scholars I saw is one of the book on Bukhari in Pakistan. I had some of his volumes. I read Kashf al-Bari. 30 something volumes of Bukhari Sharh. And I read the first volume. Unbelievable Sharh. Unbelievable. Understand? If that level of scholar he chose that, I know that if someone done a PhD on a mas'ala and he is convinced that this is the right way, he has the right. So there are two spectrums. Now, two different places in the spectrum. Then you have this middle, pick and choose, who wants to pick and choose. He's in a dangerous place. If you are linked to a scholar you trust, and you are somewhat in your path of knowledge, as it's not just Raf'ul Yadayn and Ameen bil Jahr. There is many things, right? There are things you know for sure, and you are convinced, okay, you do that. But there are things you don't know. What are you going to do? Pretend you know everything? No. You must have a scholar. If that scholars happen to be Hanafi or Salafi or Shafi or Maliki, Hanbali, as long as there is a knowledgeable person you can refer to. But if you live in an area like England, you have access to Hanafi scholar, you come from a Hanafi background, that's fine. Or in your local masjid there's a Salafi scholar and you are, as long as you are comfortable and you trust the scholar, that's fine. But you must not pick and choose what people do. Sheikh, is this halal? He goes, no. He goes to the Sheikh. Sheikh, is this halal? Until he shop, until he finds, Sheikh said, maybe, yeah, you can, there are some. Yeah, this Sheikh said it's okay, so I'm taking that one. Next time he comes, this Sheikh said, but something else is not okay. Okay, no, I'll go to the first one now. Maybe this shopping will leave you to the mas'ala of nikah we just mentioned. That is not allowed. If you are a scholarly person, if you are a scholar or scholarly person, you are in a different place to normal people. But if you are a normal person, you struggle. You reading at-tahiyyatu. A man is reading at-tahiyyatu lillahi wa salawatu in his salah. He does not understand a word of it. And he is arguing for hours and hours how your finger should be in the... You understand? Don't be a faqih if you are not. I see myself as the lowest level student. The moment you start thinking you know something you don't know, that's destruction. Imagine you know how to fly a plane. You think, but you don't know. But you think I can. You're very confident. That's going to be a disaster. Don't think you're going to fly a plane if you can't. Be honest with yourself. On the day of judgment, it's you and Allah only. You and Allah. Allah will not ask you why you are not Hanafi, why you are not Maliki. Some people will have to follow madhab. Will have to, 100%. They have no option. They are at that level of knowledge. If someone becomes Muslim today, what do I tell him? I say, Akhi, teach him salah. Whatever the way he reads salah, that's his madhab. Because he just started, he has no other view. But if someone, he has got degree from Medina and then he's got PhD in Sharia, he's not same as him. If he wants to follow something he knows from knowledge, that's his right. So you can't, and then it depends where you live. You live in England, it's very different. You live in a village in Pakistan, no one knows any other word than Hanafi. They don't even know what Hanbali or Shafi'i means. So you can tell them to follow, you can give them an option to follow madhab. He doesn't know to read anything. No. So people should be very flexible. Everyone is at different level. There's a scholarly person, there is a complete jahil, ignorant. And there is those in the middle. Those in the middle are the very dangerous place. Don't pretend to be a scholar if you're not. Find a scholar you trust. If you are from Hanafi background, look, we are going through dalail. We have to be honest. We have to be honest. Some masail are aqidah masala. Leave your energy for debate and argument for aqaid. Leave your energy for debates and argument and the ikhtilaf for aqidah. So many people, they will argue for hours with Rafa' Yadayn, and their aqidah is somewhere else. He doesn't know Tawheed. And he is saying, oh, we should pray like this. These masail, subhanAllah, some recent ulama, they don't even mention this masail in the fiqh books. Maximum is what? Maximum is what? Your salah is done, everyone agrees. What are you arguing for? A guy's aqidah is messed up, you're arguing with him, Rafa' Yadayn. Someone aqidah is not right, you're arguing with him, Ameen, loud or low. Leave your energy for aqidah. Learn until you become comfortable with what you're following. Learn. And don't argue whether someone should follow madhab or not. There are people, it's fard for them to follow madhab, and there are people, it's fard for them not to follow madhab. Understand? You can't tell Sheikh bin Baz, follow blindly. You can't. The guy knows, if someone knows all the hadith and he knows the masala inside out, how can you tell him to follow blindly? And someone who doesn't have a clue, you tell him to do ijtihad. How does it work? This, I think, is very dangerous issue. A person should be honest with himself. If you're not a scholar, find a scholar. There are ahnaf, there are scholars I know from ahnaf. There are scholars I know, I've listened to from Malikis, from Hanabila. We have in Southampton some Shafi'i scholars. If you talk to them, they will prove their point to you. If you are convinced, there are two people, they were going to Bani Qurayza, two groups of Sahaba, one group, they became two. Nabi Sallallahu said, don't pray Asr until you reach us, right? Some prayed, some didn't pray. We have to explain to you. Who was right? Who was wrong?
Both were
They were both accepted views. That's how they understood it. So a person, unless he is qualified, he should stick to a school or a scholar. Whether the scholar is Imam Abu Hanifa, whether the scholar is Sheikh Albani, whether it's the scholar is Sheikh bin Baz, or whether it's different school. But what you must not do, not learn and pick and choose and shopping. That's the only thing which you must not do. You don't want to learn, you don't want to learn Arabic, you don't want to learn nothing, and then you want to go and shop. Google until you find someone says something is allowed. This is the biggest destruction you can have. Have a scholar you trust. If he says it's not for you, you say okay, no. Then this person is between you and Allah, is your proof. He was accepted scholar in the world. You can say Allah is an ignorant person, as a or minimum level student. I followed someone, they were saying he's the sheikh of the world. I follow him, and every. Khalas, that's how much ijtihad is needed from an ignorant person to find a person who is trustworthy. That's all. Until you learn, and then inshallah, Allah makes easy. Allah show us the right way. These masail you can argue forever. You're not going to convince anyone. But be sincere. Don't shop around for a mas'ala. The worst thing is when you Google an answer. When a person Googles an answer, no question. He wants to find the answer he wants. That's dangerous. A person should not do that. May Allah give us tawfiq. Subhanakallah. Barakallah.